All right, folks, I've had a lot of the same problems, so I want to put a video out here quick just to hopefully solve those problems. I'm using my wife's Outlook account just to give you guys what it would look like on your end rather than on the teacher end. So I've added her as a student. So this email came from Mrs. Hunt. It was titled Centurion Chat. It came on Tuesday. This says it came from me today because I just forwarded this to my wife. But it looks like this. It's the one with the Dr. Seuss rhyme in it. This is an email that I would recommend that you flag or flag like this, or there's also a way to pin it when you're in your browser. I'm not going to show you that right now because I don't want you to see my wife's other emails. She has some school related stuff in there. But there's a way to pin it. It looks like a little push pin. So I would pin it and then always just come back to this email. The biggest thing here that I would recommend to you is just working from this right here. This grid is going to take your student, your Centurion student, to the exact same place that they need to be, okay, to the perfect place they need to be. So I'm going to start with science. I'm going to click on science. It's going to take you to this space right here. This is where we're able to put anything in that we want. So basically, long story short, there's 5 different activities on here. We want your student trying to complete 3 of them. We're learning as we go too. I'll be honest with you, we learned this week that this one isn't really working the way that we wanted it to, so we're going to get rid of this next week and try something different. But the thing that's caused most people the problems is Newsela here. So I'm going to kind of show you how that should go. So you're going to click on this tile right here. For us, it's tile 6. It's going to open this up right here. We just typed our stuff right into it. Anything that's blue like this is hyperlink. Now this link is specific to our science class. All 3 7th grade science classes are in one, so we're going to have 300 plus kids in the class. But that's okay. It makes it harder on us, but easier on you, and that's the way we want it. So you're going to click right here, and this is a specific link. So you're going to click here, and it's going to take you to this page right here. Now this is something you need to double check. Do you want to join this class, 7th grade science? Yeah, that's what you're trying to join. Is one of these teachers your teacher? Yeah, great. This has 3 teachers because we are all co-teachers on this class. Now, depending on your student, if they've created a Newsela account in the past just for personal use or for a different class, they may click here. For a lot of them, it's their first time here. Now, this is the big point here. Anytime this box shows up, sign in with Microsoft, whether it's on Newsela, Flipgrid, Quizalize, anything that we put out there, click on sign in with Microsoft. What this allows you to do is use a single sign-on page through the district to log into everything. So the student uses their student ID number from the district and a password from the district that they created with Mrs. Hunt at the beginning of the year. So click sign in with Microsoft. Now normally this would direct you to the district's login page. It's automatically logged my wife in because she's logged in already. But 2 things I want you to check once you get in. First, check up here. Is this your student's initials? If it's not, it may be one of your other students' initials. Maybe it's a little sister or an older brother that's also using some stuff online and they're logging in through the district webpage. If that's the case, I would recommend that you use different browsers for each student. And then the other thing you want to check right here is the teacher name. Is that your teacher? Is this the class that you wanted to join? Okay, so this is what we've assigned for this week. It's a quick little reading on bioluminescence and chemical reactions in animals. So that's what you want to see. This is where you're going to live. A lot of you will have a little new box right over here in the top right corner of the assignment. You're going to click through here, make sure you read the directions, and that. So then the next thing I want to show you is another problem that we've been running into. I want to get out of the science one, so I'm going to exit out of here. I'm going to go back to my email. English Language Arts is also using Newsela. So I'm going to go to theirs. Now this is one key point here. They've all combined theirs onto one so that everybody goes to the same place. Then you just need to differentiate. Are you a Crusader, a Centurion, or a Champion? We are Centurions, so I'm going to click here. Make sure you follow all of these directions down here. But the most important part is this link right here. This link is important. This code right here is unique to the class that Mrs. Sis and Mr. Richards created. That will add them to the class, kind of like Mrs. Boy adds them to their class at the beginning of the school year for actual in-person school. So we want to click this link again. Now this is where some people have been running into some issues. Because we've already logged into Newsela, it takes us to this. But if I type in my wife's password here, it's going to give me this. Okay, it says you didn't enter something correctly, and then everybody's, what's wrong? This is what I just created. I just did this. That's because we're not logging in with Microsoft. You did not create a Newsela account. You logged into Newsela through Microsoft. So this is what you have to click right here. Not your username, switch accounts here. Okay, so we're going to click right here. And we want to click sign in with Microsoft. Remember, anytime this box pops up, we're going to do that. So then it's going to direct you to your district sign-on page. You would type in your student number and your password, and then it'll take you to here. Great. Now Mrs. Nooch is enrolled in Mr. Nooch's science class, 7th grade science, and Mrs. Sis's Centurion English class. That is a class for both Mrs. Richards and Mrs. Sis. Now these are all of your assignments, so you can just kind of work through here, okay? As we go into an assignment, I want to show you quick how to get back to it. So this is the assignment. You're going to go here, click on it. You're going to read through the article. So you're going to want to read through that. One cool thing I want to show everybody here is this pops up right here. You can change the level. So if it wants it to be higher or lower, Newsela does have a feature that it will automatically adjust to the student's ability. So you may not need to use it, but if for some reason your student feels like, oh, this is kind of hard, they can change that here. And then the other important thing they're going to need to do is click on that activities pull out, and they're going to have to click here. For science, all they have to do is this science quiz right here. They do not need to do these other 3 activities, just the science quiz, okay? But now you get done and you're like, oh, well, now where do I go? Okay, now where do I go? So you're going to want to go to Binder, Your Progress. And this is going to take you back to this dropdown. So either you can go to the specific class, Centurion English or 7th grade science, or you can go down here. So these are things that have been assigned. That's some stuff that I was testing out earlier with my wife's account. But then here's the articles. The blue dot means you have not done it yet. So then, all right, we want to do the one about to play better basketball. So I click here, and you're going to do the same thing. All right, I want to let everybody know that I love helping you out with technology. I've Zoomed with a few families now to get some problems figured out. So if you need that, please, please, please feel free to email me. I hope everybody's doing well, and we'll talk to you later.